It's Victor Nellis, and welcome back to my channel. In one of the videos I'd mentioned, what are the 5 key things that I believe have helped with keeping my over 1,000-day running streak going. Today we're at 1,033. I've also recently just completed the Richmond Marathon, and I'll do a separate video on a recap for that. But in those 5 things, I'd mentioned the first thing, shoes and gear being a critical component, I believe, of the recipe. Now, when it comes to gear and shoes, yours truly's really into footwear, and so I could do a whole series of videos on carbon-plated shoes, to stability shoes, to neutral shoes, to heel drop, to the different types of foam compositions, but I want to keep this simple. Now, what I mean by simple is that I want to just provide an overview of how I position the footwear that I use, and let's just say my week of approaching a training cycle. And so it's definitely top of mind, finishing up Richmond Marathon training cycle. And so visually, if you were to think of footwear and how it's categorized, at the top, let's just say, of that pyramid, if you will, there's 2 primary categories of footwear that you read about or see in a running store, read about online, and that would be primarily neutral versus stability shoes. Now, there could be a whole nother series on defining neutral versus stability, where the trends are going in terms of stability shoes, for example, and how relevant or irrelevant they are or will be into the future, but I'm not going to do that here. I did want to just share that starting at the top of the pyramid, if you were to break out which direction, neutral versus stability, I do fall and gravitate towards neutral high cushion shoes. And so cushion, of course, being definitely a perception piece there. My perception of high cushion could vary significantly from someone else that is trying the exact same shoe. And so with that understanding, that's also an important piece. So I do primarily spend time in neutral high cushion shoes. And so how do I categorize that as I approach a week? I'll think about it in 3 different buckets when it comes to the type of shoes. Now, I do recommend and encourage rotating shoes. I believe that not only psychologically, it's fun to look forward to try on a new pair of shoes, or if you're feeling a little fatigued, hey, let me get some a little lighter weight just to shake up that run, and just adds a new level of energy to mix it up. I also do believe, and I don't have the science or the research paper to reference currently, but neuromuscularly and just biomechanically changing things up, I have to imagine, is a benefit to work different muscle groups and, again, just mix things up. Then also, while you're rotating, give in some of those other shoes some time to breathe and recover, especially if they've gotten soaking wet and you need to let them dry. And so back to those buckets that I position my shoes in, I'd say 3 mainly would be. My one bucket is my workhorse, my consistent everyday trainer. I like to think of, if there was a litmus test, if I'm about to go on a long road trip for work, for example, and I'm going to pack one shoe, like, this is the category of shoes that I would pack for that 5 to 7 day work trip, that I know it's going to be a workhorse and something that I could put a lot of miles in and feel good, even if I pick it up or slow it down. And so, for example, in this last cycle, it could be something like this. This is the Hoka Skyflow. Nice shoe, cushioned. And then I spent a good bit of, now there's a new version of the 1080, now it's the V14, but the V13, this was a nice shoe in that category of, now some would argue that 1080s is higher cushion, and could be, absolutely. But I view those as, 2 examples of the workhorses that are in the rotation. There are a couple more, but those were 2. Now, going to the second bucket, I position these as the high cushion shoe, the shoe that feels like, wow, my feet are tired, I'm fatigued after a long run or a hard workout, and so I want to slide something on that's just going to feel incredible. That shoe as of late has been this Brooks shoe right here, the Glycerin Max. It's been fantastic. And I find myself, if I look at the week, that's a great Monday shoe, especially if I have a hard Sunday effort. And I've been pulling that shoe a good bit Monday and Tuesday, or bringing that shoe pre-race where I'm warming up or warming up before a workout. High cushion shoe, and then the standard trainer or that everyday workhorse. And so those are two categories that I'm positioning. Again, the high cushion recovery shoe, and that Glycerin Max you just saw, and then the other two with Hoka Skyflow, and then the New Balance 1080 V13, and more in that everyday category. Now the third would be the more the performance category, and so this would be where carbon plated shoes show up in my rotation, and I would use these shoes for a tempo run, for a track workout, for that long hard run effort and preparing for the marathon. And this would be an example. I mean, this is an older version. This is the New Balance Super Comp Elite, and there's a new version now. This is version 2, I believe, and this is what I just recently raced the Richmond Marathon in. Fantastic, responsive, quick turnover, just great to do workouts in and get things going. And so when I think of my gear and footwear specifically, those are the three simple buckets: that high cushion recovery category, that everyday workhorse, if you will, that you feel confident putting on throughout the week mostly, and then you have your performance category. This is where carbon plated shoes for me typically come in, so that I can use it for a workout, tempo run, and those long run efforts. Now there's many other categories we can get into and talk about geometries and heel to toe drops and different materials, but again, I want to keep it simple in those three categories as I approach the week. Now, what does that week look like potentially? And I hinted it to some degree, where Monday and Tuesday are those nice recovery days, especially after the weekend's efforts. Wednesday has been my track workout or workout day, and so that's where I then go to the track with my performance shoe and then warm up with that either everyday trainer or that high cushion recovery shoe. Thursday, Friday, similar as Monday and Tuesday. I'm putting on either that everyday trainer or recovery shoe, depending on how I'm feeling after that workout. So pretty common that I would do a high cushion recovery shoe on Monday and Thursday, since Sunday would be a hard long run effort and Wednesday would be a track workout. And then Friday we get back into that everyday trainer, depending on if I'm doing a track workout or that long run effort on Saturday or Sunday. It had been Sunday for this cycle for Richmond Marathon. Then on Sunday I'm wearing my performance trainer, and so then Friday or Saturday I would be in that everyday. So again, to summarize, Monday, Tuesday, Monday high recovery, high cushion, Tuesday everyday trainer, Wednesday performance trainer, Thursday most likely that high cushion recovery trainer, Friday, Saturday everyday trainer, Sunday I'm getting into that performance shoe to also do another effort. Now I also complement my shoes with a premium over-the-counter insole. I have dealt and still manage through foot discomfort and a variety of different things, but over-the-counter insoles have been very beneficial to me, and that's a very personalized thing for individuals out there. Some individuals have had negative experiences with insoles. For me, they've been nothing but positive. And so what I mean by an over-the-counter insole, that'd be something that replaces the liner inside the shoe, the sock liner inside the shoe, that's flexible, and then we introduce something that's more premium. And what I mean by premium, it maintains its shape. It's going to maintain its three-dimensional shape and come a little closer and interact with the three-dimensional bottom part of your foot. And so I often say that they're mutually exclusive in their function but codependent in how they work with footwear. So those have been extremely valuable to me. And then the third I'll add in, again, just sticking to the core, when it comes to footwear, is a premium over-the-counter sock, of course. Premium defined as high needle count, something that is also synthetic in nature, and wool, of course, depending on the temperature, but wool's a great material as well. Point being, high needle count, synthetic materials to help manage moisture, reduce friction, reduce the potential for any blisters or hot spots. I've also found myself enjoying more of the crew length socks as of late to help with managing that moisture coming out of the shoe. And so, again, that's just the beginning. There's so much more we can talk about and different avenues you can take when it comes to gear, but those are the three core pieces that have been extremely beneficial when it comes to footwear and how I categorize footwear in those 3 simple categories and how I approach the week, and then enhance the footwear with the premium insole, and then of course a sock to top it off. I hope that's helpful. That starts and checks off the box for one of those 5 things that I believe have helped me stick to running over 1,000 days straight.